Barry Allen finds himself surrounded by the police. Captain Daryl Fry tells the Flash to surrender. His reckless behavior nearly led to the deaths of half the Central City Police Department. He places the Flash under arrest, but Barry can't let that happen, and escapes. He says that Thawne is the real enemy here, but Zoom begs to differ. With his allies in tow, Eobard is ready to make Barry pay for his many sins. They charge at one another, but Daryl tries to stop them. Knowing how dangerous Zoom is, Barry pushes the officer out of the way and begins to flee, goading Eobard and the others to pursue him, away from the police. Elsewhere, Harry Allen is treating Magali. The woman is badly injured from Eobard's betrayal, and her powers are gone. In spite of being out of practice, the good doctor is able to save the woman's life. He explains to her how Zoom has forced the man to make a glove that stole her powers. Magali knows now that Thawne lied to them. He claimed that the Flash was evil, but the villain is really only interested in his own power. Knowing that they must stop Zoom, she taps into a remaining scrap of her powers, aging the door, until it easily crumbles from a kick by Harry. Outside, they run into Selkirk. Magali explains how Thawne has betrayed them, and the shocked Speed Force expert directs them to some vehicles they can take. All he asks is for them to protect him from Zoom. Meanwhile, Barry flees to a bridge when he is cornered by the Folding Man. Barry may have been bested by this opponent once, but he learns fast. The others soon join in on the fray, and though Barry is doing well against them, time suddenly stops for the speedster. Zoom taunts Allen, saying that the Flash has no idea how long he's been keeping out of sight, manipulating Barry's life, playing with it like a cat toys with a mouse. But eventually, a cat gets bored. Eventually, it devours its prey. Zoom knocks one of his goons back and prepares to steal Barry's powers, so the Flash tries to punch the villain out. Eobard easily catches his fist in midair. Nobody has ever truly challenged Barry. Daniel West was an insult to speedsters. Grodd may think himself a genius, but an ape is still just an ape. Speed is a function of distance and time. Barry can go the distance, but time is Zoom's domain. Suddenly, Magali and Harry appear. The woman explains to everyone how Thawne is a traitor, and that they have been brought together under false pretenses. They are shocked at this news, and the Folded Man realizes that Thawne murdered his wife just to get him involved with all of this nonsense. Zoom hardly reacts to this revelation, declaring that he will kill every one of them. At these words, his former underlings turn on the villain without hesitation. Eobard taught them well how to work together. When Zoom tries to use his glove on the Folded Man, he envelops Block and they are able to shatter the glove's tech. Furious, Eobard says he will make them pay for this. But the fight ends when they realize that Magali is fading and they need to get her to safety. But as they leave, they promise they will see Thawne very soon. With the glove broken and the others gone, Barry and Eobard are left to have a showdown. Zoom is certain he will get revenge on his former minions, but Barry's death cannot wait. He has seen the future of the Flash, and he cannot allow it to pass. But for this fight, for the battle of the ages, they need the right backdrop. Zoom grabs Harry and launches away, and Barry is quick to follow. Zoom taunts Harry during this time, saying that the Flash shares his doctor's senseless altruism. The doctor cursed the hero with it. Harry reels from these words, but Eobard only goes on to confirm what he is saying. Like father, like son. Coming to a stop, he welcomes the Allen family home. Hello and welcome to Comic Island. My name is Arden, and this is my recap and review of The Flash number 46. So for those who have been following my reviews will know that I remain rather, conflicted about this series. It's really hard to peg it down, even from the simple gradient of if it's good or bad. I come across one issue and really enjoy Zoom, some of the other characters, or just the atmosphere of the comic as a whole, which I would rank number 46 as one of these comics. but then I'll get another issue that'll just be a cluttered mess, held back by lackluster writing and art. It's currently the biggest mystery I have here on Comic Island, as month to month I struggle to come up with a cohesive opinion regarding The Flash. Sadly, this state of flux remains intact. On the one hand, I really like a lot of this issue. There's some great character moments with some former lackeys of Zoom, including some awesome moments concerning the villain himself. And the art is good and conveys action really well, but I could do without the frankly goofy appearance of Eobard, who looks like a cartoonish monster at times in this issue. So yeah, The Flash number 46 is pretty good and probably even deserves a recommendation in spite of these flaws. That being said, I am a little tired of what feels like a retread. We know Zoom's relationship with Barry and what the villain did to his mother Nora. We know more or less the direction this issue will take, and as such, it's hard to be excited when we have more information on the main characters. That's a bit of a flaw in the writing here and relates to the biggest problem with the New 52. It's one thing to have this big reboot and start things off somewhat fresh, but if you're going to do that, you need to be original. You need to tell a new and unique story. This comic, in spite of some updated and more diverse characters and doing small things different here and there, well, it just reads more or less exactly as the same old story concerning Flash and Zoom. I don't feel challenged by this comic's material. I'm not left guessing or all that excited at what comes next, because we all should be at least vaguely familiar with what's going to happen. So at the end of the day, yeah, I do kind of recommend this comic. But the problem is that there are better stories out there for featuring the Flash, so why bother with this one? The only reason I'm still reading this comic is that I feel obligated to, as I've covered the rest of the story up until now. If I hadn't, I don't know if I'd still be interested in this story anymore, even with all the cool moments concerning Zoom. And that really says everything about this comic and how I feel about this story arc. But that's just my opinion. Feel free to share yours in the comments section below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep reading comics.